Hello everyone, it's Stephanie, your CSA coach, and it is week 4 of our CSA shares. We have 2 quick announcements. They're repeats from last week. Bingo has started, so refer to your emails. There's a adult bingo card and a kids bingo card, so keep a look out. I recommend printing those out. If you have any kids that are going to do it, print that out so they can actually physically see it. And then print out your adult bingo card, keep it on your fridge or keep it in a spot where you're going to see it. And then kind of take note of the different items or activities that are on there so that you know when you're completing something. A lot of them are things we do regularly. If you're hopping on live, I'm pretty sure there's a live unboxing on there as well. So that will get a check or a mark on your bingo card. So print those out and take a look at those, and those will be ongoing all season long. Second is our Art on the Farm with Dakota is rescheduled for this Thursday from 3 to 5 with the smoke last week. It was supposed to be last Thursday, but it's just rescheduled for this Thursday. So it's ladybug painting on rocks. So really cute if you have little ones that want to go hang with Dakota for a little while and paint rocks that you can bring home. So that's the 2 announcements. Also make sure that you're not bringing the crates home or any of the picking containers home with you. Those stay at the farm. So you're bringing stuff with you in your car that you can unpack everything with. All right, jumping right into this week's produce. We have our salad mix. Our salad mix is best stored just like this in the fridge until you're ready to use it. This is probably one of the first items you want to use this week. Last week we posted a idea for a salad board for the recipe, and then I also posted a salad board PDF on Friday that's also on our hub. So take a look at that. We get a lot of salad greens or greens that can be used in salads throughout the season. So it's really fun if it's just you and your spouse, or if it's you and a couple of your kids, to just kind of throw a board together that is easy to pick and choose different options rather than one big salad. So you pick your green, you pick a few sides. We have a lot of things that could work as sides this week. You pick a dressing and you put it all together. So refer to that stuff from last week to help you. Stored in the fridge, best used in salads or as a base for some sort of bowl. So that's our salad greens. We also have head lettuce. So head lettuce gets stored in a plastic bag in the fridge, preferably unwashed. This is really good in salads, of course, but it also is a great base for a burger or like egg salad, chicken salad, tuna salad, little wraps. You could do tacos and use your lettuce as the taco shell instead of the actual shell. You can chop it up and use it as toppings on tacos or just do a chopped salad. We like it on sandwiches. We definitely use it for burgers almost every week. So preferably unwashed like this in the fridge in a plastic bag. Wash it when you're ready to use it. If you do wash the whole head of lettuce and don't use all of it, then just put it in a plastic bag with some paper towels so the paper towels can absorb the moisture. So that is our head lettuce. We have beets again. Very first thing that you want to do with the beets is cut off the bulbs from the bottom, store them in a plastic bag, and your greens get stored in a separate plastic bag in the fridge. The greens can be sauteed or used raw. I like to saute them, preferably with like onions and garlic. You can, if you're not going to use them, don't throw them out. Put them in the freezer in a Ziploc bag for your veggie scrap bag that you can use later in the season for veggie broth. So helps flavor veggie broth really well. Your bottoms, you can eat them raw or you can cook them. You can pickle them. You can shred them. You can grill them. So you can slice them up and just grill them. You can boil them. I love pickled beets on salad, so a great addition to your salad boards. That's also a great way to preserve them. The beet roots will last a while, so I still have beets from previous weeks. I'm gonna do a big batch of them throughout the week. You can also roast them. So those are our beets. We have turnips. Our turnips, same idea. We want to cut off the greens. The greens go in a separate bag. You can saute them or eat them raw. The bottoms are a milder, they're just milder than our other turnips. These are really great sliced thin on top of salad or pickled or roasted or grilled. You can also do like a fritter and shred them. So those get stored, the bulbs get stored separate from the leaves. We have cucumbers. Cucumbers get stored in your crisper drawer or in a plastic bag, just like this. These generally just get sliced up and put on the table as a snack for the afternoon or as a side. My kids devour them. So you can eat them raw. You can make quick fridge pickles. You can use them as a vessel to put like chicken salad, egg salad, or tuna salad on, just kind of like little bite-sized bites. You can also throw a few slices into your water and make like a cucumber water. So those are our cucumbers. We have kale again this week, our red kale. This gets stored in a plastic bag in the fridge. Can be eaten raw or can be cooked and sauteed down. There's a recipe for ranch kale chips on the blog. I know there's also a kale Caesar salad. I'm pretty sure there's a massaged kale salad on there as well. So take a look at the blog if you're looking for different recipes for kale. This is great in smoothies. When you go to cook it, separate it or eat it raw. Separate it from that middle rib, and this is bright purple. I like to save those ribs for my veggie broth, that center stalk stem thing. So I throw that right into my veggie scrap bag and leave it in there and use that for veggie broth. So that's our kale. A couple more items. We have dill again. Dill gets stored in the fridge in a glass jar filled with water. I still have dill from last week, so I'm gonna kind of work through some recipes that I'm thinking for dill since we get so much of it. And if not, I plan on preserving a bunch of it. So you can dehydrate it in your dehydrator, or you can freeze it. And I like freezing herbs between paper towels, flat in a large Ziploc bag, and then it lays nice in my freezer, and then I can just pull it out and use it as needed. There's a wonderful dill dip, dill veggie dip on the blog that uses fresh dill. It can also be used with your quick fridge pickles or any other pickling, like any of the other veggies that you would like to pickle. So you can pickle the beets, you can throw dill in, you can pickle the turnips, throw dill in. Also goes really well with potatoes and with eggs. So any of those dishes still works really well with, but in a jar of water in our fridge. We have kohlrabi, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the highlight of this week's recipe. I'll be working on that as soon as I'm done with this live. This week's kohlrabi is just coming as the bulb, so we're not getting the leaves and the stalks. Kohlrabi gets stored in the fridge until you're ready to use it, and then you can peel it, eat it raw, you can saute it, you can grill it, you can boil it. I love kohlrabi raw. There is a kohlrabi carpaccio on the blog. I'm also pretty sure it's featured in a couple other recipes. So check out the blog if you're looking for some different things to do with your kohlrabi. So that's that. That gets stored in the fridge. We have broccoli. So broccoli, because of the florets on the top, can hide critters. So I recommend throwing this into salted water for like 15-20 minutes. Let it soak in that water to get any dirt and grime out and any critters that are hiding in the florets before you use it or cook it. It can be eaten raw or it can be cooked. Sometimes I like to flash cook it and use it in salads. We sometimes use it raw. You can rice it and use it like that. I love broccoli. We usually just have it as a side, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're doing it with it this week, just as a healthy cooked broccoli side. This gets stored in the fridge in a Ziploc bag or in a Debbie Meyer green bag. We have sugar snap peas. Our farmers picked these for us this year because they are growing in the hot houses. They look delicious. I've already eaten a few of them, and I could probably devour this entire bowl. These rarely get cooked in our house. You can eat the entire thing. So I can throw them in the fridge just like this, or you can throw them in a Ziploc bag or a Tupperware container. Eating them raw, you're just gonna rinse them off and eat them just like this. You can saute them, you can add them to stir fries. They rarely last to be cooked in our house. So we love sugar snap peas just as a side. Escarole. So escarole is the big head that kind of looks like a lettuce. Escarole, when you taste it, is more bitter than lettuce. It can be eaten raw, it can be added to salads, or it can be cooked. It's typically cooked and usually added to soups or stews. You can saute it just as a side. Your inner leaves are going to be less bitter than the outer leaves, but stored just like we would lettuce in a large Debbie Meyer green bag, since it's so big, in the fridge until you're ready to use it. And I know there's been a bunch of recipes posted on the blog throughout the years about escarole. There's escarole and bean recipes. There's escarole soup recipes. So if you're looking for things to do with the escarole, take a look at the Facebook page. And I'm sure there's some on the blog as well. Last but not least, we got to pick a pint of strawberries. As we've said before, we've enjoyed the season of strawberries. They smell wonderful. These are stored in the fridge, preferably in something that can drain so they're not sitting in their own liquids. I will not be storing these. I'm just gonna wash them up and put them on the table as a snack for the kids. But you can chop these up and eat them just as a snack. You can bake with them. You can add them to a crumble, a fruit crumble, or a fruit crisp. You can certainly have them on salads. So lots of things you can do with them. Remember that our very first recipe of the season was using the tops of the strawberries to make an infused vinegar. So don't throw those strawberry tops out, especially if you haven't tried that yet, because it's really good. And that is it for this week. So that was week 4, and we are on a B week. If you have any questions, make sure you tag me. If you have any fun recipes that you find and make and love, please share on the Facebook group, and stay tuned for Thursday for this week's recipe. I will see you all next week.